Good morning. Welcome to First Local Morning Edition with Heidi and Colette. It is Hump Day.
What day is it? What day
Wednesday,
is
May
it?
19th. Speaking of humping, we got a little birdie that is hatching.
Oh.
What? Oh, what? What?
She's
Where is she? Oh, there she is.
She's right there. I don't know if you can see, but we did identify two tiny bodies that have emerged from their eggy incarceration. But she's hiding them now. She's like, no photography, please.
I didn't see this. Heidi and Mike saw this in this morning production.
Yeah, no, there was...
I don't know. I think you guys are wrong.
We'll have to check back periodically through the broadcast. This is what we have to offer you this morning for breaking news.
Oh.
Look at it.
Oh, I can't
Look at
see
her. Like she's like, oh, little baby. Oh, look at it. Come on. Look at her nuzzling.
Okay. Well, that's...
Well, you can't trot it out and then make light of it. This, we've been watching. Oh,
what?
The mate.
The man.
Go back.
That just happened. He finally came.
She's like, look at.
She's like, you have been gone for 4 weeks. What the heck?
Oh, he's taking his turn. Oh, look at the baby.
So
like,
cute.
Dad, is that you,
well,
Daddy?
Yeah, she wants to shower or something. She's been stuck in that.
Yeah, did you see how quickly she left?
She's like,
what?
Bolted.
Oh, it's about time I'm out.
There you go. Here's your kids. You're welcome. You're welcome, she says. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
We will continue to watch.
What a moment for us to have tuned in.
Yeah, it was. See, if it wasn't for my hump day reference that you weren't too happy about.
What?
You never would have seen the man come home.
I wasn't unhappy with the hump day. I just,
Yeah. Okay. Are we doing I don't know. What else we got? It is End of the World Day or something like that today. You have it on the script here.
What?
Yeah, you did. You had End of the World Day. Anyways, whatever. Why don't we just jump right into COVID numbers and we'll get back to that later. Don't worry about it.
No, that's a factoid for later.
Oh, all right. I screwed that up too.
And it's in 1835, so...
Oh, boy. Just the other day.
We are part of the rebirth. Anyway.
COVID numbers.
Got a big Band-Aid today. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, well, we were ready on 2, but then we weren't ready on 2.
Okay.
All right, 5 new cases. 5 new cases, all from Sault Ste. Marie area. 4 of the cases have been reported with cause of exposure, close contact, and 1 as unknown. So again, Algoma Public Health will contact you directly if you are considered to have been a close contact with regards to any of these 5 cases. So if you do not hear from them, then obviously you are not considered to have been exposed to these 5 cases. So that means that cases 369 through 373 are reported to be self-isolating, and Algoma regions with COVID-19 cases reported in the past 10 days include Sault Ste. Marie area, Central and East Algoma, as well as Elliott Lake and area. Bringing our rolling totals to date, 140,054 tests have been administered, out of which we have confirmed 373 cases. 30 of those are considered to be active, with 1 Algoma resident currently in hospital. Our number of resolved cases then are 343, and we are still at 80 as far as cases that have screened positive for the variants of concern.
Okay, good. We are going to find out what's going on with Craig right now. That's great. We're going to find out what's going on with Craig. This morning when I woke up, I wanted to go back to sleep, not because I didn't sleep well, because it's nice and gray outside and I just want to pull the blankets over my head.
My.
So Craig, tell me, is that how it's going to be today?
You're going to feel sleepy all day then, because we're going to see gray skies and showers for most of our day. But hey, yesterday was a very warm day here in the Sault. 27.5 degrees was the official high, which breaks an old record from 1998 of 27.2. So it was a record day yesterday. We'll take a look at the radar. Are we going to the radar, Mike? No, we're going to go to the live shot first. And we're seeing just light, gentle showers at the moment as a system moves in from the south. We'll show you that on the radar coming. There is no radar. Why? Okay, we'll go to the we'll go to the 12-hour. Okay, so there's the 12-hour forecast for you today. This is what your day is shaping up like. Basically cloud, but it will feel warmer than it actually is because, as I mentioned yesterday, we do have humidity working its way into our forecast, and that's going to make today feel like 29 degrees, even though our temperature is only going to be around 24. So that's how the humidity is going to make things a little sticky over the next couple of days. We'll take a look at your full 3-day forecast coming up. Right now, let's send it back to Heidi and Colette.
Well, thank you very much. I love me some humidity. I'm looking forward to that. You wanted to talk about the 18 and plus now that what's going on in Algoma.
Yep. The Algoma Public Health has recently announced, as of yesterday, that the GFL, the COVID-19 vaccine bookings at GFL Memorial Gardens, as well as pharmacies, are now expanding to any Ontarian who is 18 and older. So the pace of the vaccinations are increasing over the coming weeks to keep in line, trying to get back in line with provincial eligibility. So they're expanding it to those age categories. So these would include booking any new appointments that are made available in June, as well as spots that might open up due to cancellation. So for clinics at the GFL, you want to continue to check their website often, and then, take advantage, obviously, as appointment times become available. Now, with regards to the pharmacies accepting adults 18 and older, that goes live as of 8 a.m. today, so you can book an appointment at participating pharmacies across the district who are administering the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. So to learn more about the participating pharmacies in our region and how to book an appointment, you want to, so if you receive your immunization and you still have booked a spot at another pharmacy or clinic, please remember to cancel because again, other people will be updated and will be allowed to take that spot. So we want to make sure that there are no spots going unattended for whatever reasons. So I would say, contact your pharmacy to see if they are one of the participating organizations, and then go ahead and book. So
Yeah, this was part of the government shutdown, the last one until June the 2nd, right? They wanted to try and vaccinate as many kids as they could during this week, so that's why they've dropped it a little bit.
They've also announced that they're going to be doing second dose appointments in the coming weeks, because I know that we've been receiving a lot of questions about that as well. So again, I keep on top of the website, I guess, at Algoma Public Health is the best course of action in this moment. Awesome. And we will do our best to keep you up to date as information becomes available.
Well, I know we were talking a lot about going across and getting vaccinated. Ford was reaching out to Whitmer about being vaccinated stateside and whatnot, and there was a lot of conversation. Well, today we found out that Canadian residents are allowed to head to the United States for a COVID-19 vaccine and avoid quarantine on return if they meet some straightforward conditions. The Public Health Agency of Canada confirmed this in an announcement late yesterday, actually. Those conditions include having a note from a licensed healthcare provider in Canada that the inoculation is medically necessary and written proof from the licensed U.S. vaccine provider. Quarantine regulations passed by the federal government contain an exemption for essential medical services obtained abroad. A coronavirus shot, the agency says, falls under that definition. The exemption offers people within driving range of border states awash in vaccines a relatively simple way to get the shot quickly. While supplies are ramping up in Canada, we are falling behind from other countries in the world. The Americans have done a great job at vaccinating their residents. So distribution in many areas remains very depending on what age group you're in, where you fall in your categories, if you're, if you have some healthcare risks. So information on the regulations and these exemptions created by the federal cabinet, they do contain, that is on the government's website, and it contains all the information you need. So go there and check it out. See if that's an option for you. I know that there still are plenty of people in the Sault, Ontario who have to go across to work. So yeah, check it out. Good news.
Excellent.
It is good news.
Well, why don't we take a break from COVID and vaccinations?
I love talking about COVID. It's only been a year and a bit.
We've been thoroughly steeped in the COVID conversation.
I'd love to know how many times I've said COVID-19 in the last year and a bit. Like,
Ooh,
I
that
want
could
to
be
put
like one of those-
like a medley of COVID-19, COVID-19, all these different outfits on.
It could be one of those montages that you see
Yeah.
on Instagram and whatnot. Like, they do a lot of them with Schitt's Creek. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I showed you the one with Moira and
Yeah.
how many times she said David. Like,
Yeah, David. That's me. COVID-19, COVID-19. Over to you.
COVID-19. Okay, so we're going to shift our focus to East Algoma and the lovely picturesque town of Blind River,
Oh, lovely.
where over the weekend, May 14th, shortly after 12:45, members from the East Algoma detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police responded to a complaint of harassment where numerous unwanted text messages were received by an ex-spouse in the town of Blind River.
Sounds like a
So as a result of the investigation, a 35-year-old from Blind River was arrested on May 15th and charged with harassing communications. Interesting. Contrary to Section 372 of the Criminal Code. The accused is scheduled to appear. I'm sorry, this is really not funny. The accused is scheduled to appear before the Ontario Court of Justice in Blind River on August 5th, 2021. And then, and I want to put this one in it just because they actually talk about a yacht.
Oh, what about this yacht?
Yeah, maybe it's just the yacht club, but still I get excited by the mere mention of a yacht because I can picture myself sunning
With a
on the
nice big
Riviera.
hat.
That's right, with a big
I
hat.
love big hats.
Hat. Sparkling glass of Lola.
A nice bathing suit and big hat.
So also on the 14th then, shortly after 3:30, members again of the East Algoma detachment of the OPP, including the OPP Marine Unit and a member from the Mississauga First Nation Police Service, responded to a 911 call on an island south of the North Channel Yacht Club in the township of the North Shore. So what is being said is that at approximately 11 a.m., two couples were in a small boat that struck an object, causing it to stop. One of the occupants became irate and physically assaulted the spouse and spat on the other two occupants of the boat. Police located the occupants on the island and transported them back to the mainland. As a result, a 45-year-old from the township of the North Shore was charged with assault spousal, contrary to Section 266 of the Criminal Code, and assault, contrary... And then just straight up assault, contrary to Section 266 of the CC. So the accused then scheduled to appear before the Ontario Court of Justice in Blind River on July 8th, 2021.
Okay. Well, I think that we're going to take a quick short break and we'll be right back. We do have some more updates for you. We're going to talk a bit about a mountain lion that attacked a man as he was hunting, and Friends is coming back for their, what is this, a friendiversary. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
COVID-19 is a serious health threat. When you touch things like gas pumps, door handles, or someone else's cell phone, you can spread the virus, even if you don't have symptoms. Don't put lives at risk. Wash your hands. Stay 2 meters apart. That's a distance of 2 arms lengths. And if you're sick, stay home to save lives. A message from the Government of Canada.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack!
Tommy?
Oh.
Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Encouragement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local Mornings with Colette and Heidi. It is hump day.
Yes,
We've made it this far. I actually find that this week has been going pretty quickly.
Not me.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to the 3 days off.
yes. Well, then there's that, right? But I have often found that when you have a shortened work week, that those 4 days...
Oh, terribly long. Terribly long. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Like,
I know.
how can that be? You know,
don't
it's
know.
just, I don't know if you're just kind of, you know, all sort of shagged out from the weekend and tired and just,
I'm sorry, all sort of what?
well, okay, shagged out isn't tired, okay. That's,
That-
so we're
it's that kind
right
of hump
back
day,
here.
everybody.
Fortunately, my chair is no longer squeaky, so we
That
don't
is
have to go on with
Excellent
those
news.
sorts of conversations.
Okay, well, we're going to fly into Thessalon
I was just
for a
gonna
little
say,
bit.
yeah,
We're going to
take
go
us
back
to
to the
Thessalon.
Thessalon. On May 15th, shortly after 9 o'clock in the morning, members from the East Algoma detachment of the OPP responded to a neighbor dispute on Plummer Road in Plummer Additional Township. Investigation determined that a neighbor was operating a tractor and had attended the complainant's property several times. On this date, while police were on the property, they observed that the tractor being operated by a person known to them was prohibited from... Someone was driving his tractor that shouldn't have been. That's how that should have been worded. As a result of the investigation, Vladimir Winchuk, 47 years of age from Plummer Additional, was charged with operation while prohibited from under the criminal code. The accused is scheduled to appear with your guy on July the 8th in Blind River. So that's going to be a busy day in the BR.
I was just gonna say,
Hey, holy.
for sure.
Lots of traffic going through the BR that day. A couple more things. On May 17th, shortly after 9 o'clock in the morning, members from OPP of the East Detachment responded to a domestic dispute in Thessalon as well. Investigation determined that a spouse was physically assaulted and personal belongings thrown out of the residence. This was taken care of, and they are heading to court as well. And it does not say if it's the same date, but maybe not. Don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Busy few days.
Yeah, busy weekend in East Algoma. So yesterday, actually, so we'll shift gears completely and get into something more substantial. Well, not more substantial, but just in a completely different topic.
All right, bring it on.
So yesterday is officially now known as Fred Saskamoose Day.
Yeah.
Okay, and our own Josie Fegan did a wonderful job of gathering information and putting it together in an informative and lovely article. So Fred Saskamoose was born on December 25th in 1933 and born into a family of 11 children in Atakakup Cree Nation in Saskatchewan. At the age of 6, Fred and his brother were taken from their family and brought to a residential school. So the brothers were taken to St. Michael's Residential School, some 60 miles away from their home, where Fred recalls in his now released memoir, Call Me Indian, I never heard words of encouragement. Orders and corrections, that's all we ever got. Now, Fred Saskamoose was the first indigenous hockey player with treaty status
Yes, he
to
was.
play in the NHL.
Yeah.
He played 11 games in the NHL as a member of the Chicago Blackhawks from 1953 to 1954, and those 11 games have inspired like literally generations of First Nations hockey players to pursue their dreams of one day playing in the NHL. His groundbreaking career got him inducted into the Saskatchewan Hall of Fame in 2007. So sadly, Saskamoose passed away November 26, 2020 due to COVID-19 complications.
Oh no.
Yeah. But you know, he's left a substantial legacy, and certainly that legacy resonates all over North America. You know, and in his own words, he said, you know, he showed everyone that we could make it in the white world. And this is an excerpt taken right from his memoir. Yeah.
Thanks.
So the memoir was actually released yesterday. And although his NHL career did end in 1954, his story was far from over. He then began to play in leagues across Western Canada, became a band counselor, served as chief, and established athletic programs for kids. So, you know, I mean, gone, but certainly has left a significant contribution behind.
Absolutely. I read a lot about that yesterday. I didn't realize he passed away from COVID-19 complications.
Yeah,
That's awful. Okay, I just wanted to touch on a story that we discussed yesterday with regards to the homeless people living near the CN part of, where the Mill Market is. Where
the
right in
swing
there
bridge,
by
I
the
think.
swing bridge.
Yeah.
Now, they did receive orders from the CN official saying to shut it down and remove the homelessness. Yeah, we shared this yesterday. So after receiving footage, Sue Online, we received several emails here about an unauthorized homeless camp set up on the CN property north of the swing bridge. The homeless camp with tunnels, actually sleeping structures and other daily living amenities located behind the machine shop and the bridge. That's what I was looking for, not the mill, the machine shop. A letter obtained from a representative of the CN stated that they wanted to remove this area immediately, and with a recent increase in vandalism, theft, and break-ins at the bridge, they were sure that would result in fewer crimes, which, as you do remember yesterday, I thought that was rather presumptuous of the CN
That's
workers
exactly
to put
the
in
word
this
you
letter.
used.
Well, I do. I mean, anyway, I think that's pretty straightforward in what I mean by presumptuous, but they have been ordered to move out of the area.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. It feels like an appropriate time to trot out a factoid.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm feeling kind of today.
Yeah. You just sit back there, little
right.
lady, have a sip of your coffee, and
All
I
right.
will regale you,
Thank you.
with some of what you told me yesterday. I see you learn something new every day. Yesterday I learned that
Yes.
she is very into
Geeky
political history.
Yes, I am.
Political
I love
history. So
political
how about
history.
this one then? On this date in 1977,
Okay.
former U.S. President Richard Nixon responds to the question
Yeah.
of legality with regards to his actions as president. His response?
I can guess.
Well, when the president does it, that means it is not illegal.
Okay. Oh, Nixon.
And this broadcast is right out of, I am not a criminal.
Yeah, I am just going to do that. I have a little factoid to follow up on this one for you.
So this was broadcast as part of a series of interviews done with Nixon by one David Frost.
Excellent. Now, his campaign manager, I will tell you this much for sure. His campaign manager was also Trump's campaign manager, who has a tattoo of Mr. on his chest.
La mega.
There you go. You can learn it all here. Political history and factoids of ridiculousness. All right.
Wow.
You know what? I'm going to talk a little bit about cystic fibrosis. Now, I did talk about this before about how the Sault Ste. Marie chapter is having their virtual walk this weekend. So I just want to remind everybody to please go and walk for cystic fibrosis, raise awareness, raise some money. Let's figure this out. Again, they've come a long way with being able to test the babies now as they're first born in the hospital when they do the little heel prick test. And so now cystic fibrosis is on the radar for that. And life expectancy has greatly increased now into their 40s. But let's just keep that up and go and help your local cystic fibrosis chapter. She's squeaking over here. Squeaking. The squeaky wheel. All right. And that's
Yes.
it. What do you want to go to right now? I'm all over the map. My papers
Well,
are all
some
over the
good
map.
news, because
Good
there's
news.
been a
Oh,
lot
I'm
of
still-
a lot of discussion, a lot of criticism with regards to Canada's apparent inability to produce vaccinations in country.
Yeah.
So, on the heels of that, I did read this morning that the federal government has committed you're going to love this.
Yes.
199 million.
There it is.
199.16 million.
Just up it. Just elevate
Almost
that to
200 million to boost the manufacturing capacity
So
at
silly.
the Mississauga, Ontario-based plant in order to fulfill future vaccine and therapeutic needs. Okay, so Federal Innovation Minister François-Philippe Champagne
Yes, I've met him.
spoke. Did you really?
Yes, I have. He used to be our infrastructure minister. He's
I really like his name. It really kind of
Philippe
rolls.
Champagne is a very nice person.
François-Philippe.
Yeah.
I wonder if he goes by FP.
Not that he introduced me as, no. Might have been
That's
FU.
okay, my friends call me FP. So he did, make this, he spoke to the announcement on Tuesday stating that Resilience Biotechnologies will receive that dollar amount which will go to modernize and expand the company's facilities. A project that has a total price tag of $400 601.51 million. And once completed, the new facility is expected to be able to manufacture between 112 million and 640 million doses of mRNA vaccines per year, a significant boost to our domestic capacity. This will position Canada well to attract, this is a quote obviously, this will position Canada well to attract vaccine manufacturing for both the Canadian market as well as the export market. Okay, so exciting news there, and I would expect there to be some jobs that come out of that as well. So good news all around.
I hope so.
All right, well, over to you then.
Okay, well, let's talk about long working hours, because I feel like this is where I'm at this morning, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I need an energy, I need a boost. We're kicking them. Boots.
I'll give you a boost, baby.
Oh, nee, sweetie. Working long. This is a report that came out of Switzerland, and whatever Switzerland puts out, it has to be true. Long working hours are killing people, and pandemic could make it worse. Well, yes.
Wait a minute. Isn't Switzerland the one, like the country that has like?
Yes.
They have like 4-day work week. They have naps, or maybe that's Google.
Yeah. No. You're right. That's where we're going with this. So
I'm sorry. Oh.
No, just kidding. I don't know. Working more than 55 hours a week increases the risk of death from heart disease and strokes, according to a United Nations study put out on Monday. The report by the UN's World Health Organization and International Labour Organization agencies comes as the COVID-19 pandemic accelerates workplace changes that could increase the tendency to work longer hours. Yes, I absolutely agree. Sorry, just let me get that. So working 55 hours or more per week is a serious health hazard. It's time that what about just 35 hours?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're not factoring in, and I'm going to broaden this because I was about to say, as a parent.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, parents come in both genders and multiple genders in this day and age.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that they're just considering the work that you get paid for.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that being with my kids is work, but
I'm saying being with Mike Dante is work. Work.
It does extend the day, right? It does absolutely extend the day.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, the WHO and the ILO estimated that in 2016, 398,000 people died from a stroke and 347,000 from heart disease after working at least 55 hours plus. Between 2000 and 2016, the number of deaths due to heart disease linked to long working hours increased by 42%. That's a huge increase.
That is.
While the figure for strokes went up by 19%. Most of the recorded deaths were among people aged 60 to 79 who had worked 55 hours or more per week when they were between the ages of 45 and 74.
Wow.
Dude, this is quite an extensive study, eh?
That is.
Frank Pegas, a technical officer from NEAR's WHO department, said the study found no difference in the effects on men and women or of working hours. I mean, that goes on. It was just kind of an off-colored article to share this morning.
So if you feel like you're working
Burnt
a lot,
out.
and if you feel like you're burnt out, chances are you are. Because you layer that right now as well with all of the concern about COVID and constantly being bombarded with numbers and statistics and
having dreams that you're getting the wrong vaccination dose. That was her dream.
I dreamt that. I was actually in my doctor's office, and the nurse came to me, and she was holding the needle in her hand like this, and I said, "What are you giving me? Which one?" And she's like, "We're not permitted to tell you that." I said, "Well, you're not going to stick me with what I don't know." And she said, "Okay, you're getting Pfizer." And then when she took the cap off, it was like this little hooky little needle, and she just put it right into my hand like that, and that was it. That was okay.
It's a new segment called Dreams with Heidi. We'll be right back after this commercial break for more Dreams with Heidi.
Yay!
Is going to a party really worth it? Putting yourself at risk puts everyone at risk. Help limit the spread of COVID-19.
Together, we can reduce the spread of COVID-19. Taking the bus? Picking up a prescription? Getting groceries? Stay 2 meters apart at all times. Save lives.
Hi, Mike Holmes here with some advice that could save your life. I'm talking about radon. It's the #2 cause of lung cancer in Canada. Radon is radioactive gas that comes from the ground. You can't see or smell it, but almost every home has it. The question is, how much? Protect your family. Get your home tested. It's easy. And if you have high levels, a certified radon professional can reduce it for a reasonable cost. Make it right. Find out more at takeactiononradon.ca.
Never mind.
Good morning and welcome back. First Local Mornings. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, May the 19th. You're here with Colette and
morning.
Heidi. For those of you who are tuning in late, we did have breaking news with regards to our foul cam on the International Bridge. Perdita has hatched some eggs.
Oh, he's gone already. See? We were just, well, I mean, that could
You know,
be him.
and what you did miss was that not only did Perdita show us at least one baby, we actually caught the ever-absent spouse coming back, and they did like a changing of the guard. Now, just while we were on commercial break, we checked in, and Perdita had just come back, and she was literally standing there, like perched on that little kind of protrusion of wood. And, you know, I was pretty sure she was saying, "You're doing it wrong."
Yeah, of course she
And
is.
now he's gone and she's back, and she's very busily warming her babies.
Well, at least he's there helping. I mean, she could be a little bit kind. But...
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, meh.
All right. Well, I think we're going to spend more time and find out what's going on with Craig. And there's weather that we want to go back to bed to.
Thank you very much. Well, we're already starting to see some showers move into the area. As you can see on the radar, we have this mess moving in for our morning. Again, it's going to be a scattered pattern. There are some pockets of some heavier showers and then some light drizzle, but that's going to be our picture for most of our day today. But staying warm, we'll take a look at the temperatures for today. 24 degrees. I don't know if we'll reach 24, maybe 21, 22, 25 in Mackinac, 17 under rain showers in Wawa, 26 in Timmins though, that's a pretty nice temperature, and 21 in Thunder Bay. So this is what we are looking like for the rest of our day. We have all this moisture trying to come up as it's being pulled from this warm front, and again, that's why we're staying warm with this rain, and we're also building in the humidity levels as well. It may take a while for that humidity to set in, but it's going to be there, and this low is going to just kind of move very slowly over the Great Lakes, and again, we will see in and out of showers for most of our day today and into our evening. This is what we look like for the next 3 days, starting with today, 24 degrees, 22 degrees, I'm going to say, with a mix of clouds and showers. That pretty much stays in place for your Thursday, especially in the morning. We'll see some showers linger, and then just cloudy conditions with 26 degrees. Again, the humidity levels will be up on Thursday. And for Friday, we just see some cloud and temperatures around 22. So we're not bad as far as temperatures go. Those are going to take a nosedive next week. I'll tell you more about that later on. Right now, let's send it back to Heidi and Clyde.
Welcome back. Thank you, Craig. I'm going to throw it over to you for some social media updates on this fine hump day.
People are busy this morning, busy with remarks about a number of things. We've got Jim Whitty starting us off. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday who?
I don't know, Jim. That feels like a bit of a stretch. I mean, you've spoiled me with your poetry and your acerbic wit. So,
Wednesday?
yes.
Wednesday who?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Wednesday who? Am I supposed to ask that? Maybe I've screwed up the joke at this point. I'm sorry, Jim. I blew it.
Blew the punchline.
Okay, so Bev Beecham, good morning, beautiful ladies, with capital letters, some grins, some starry eyes, some heart eyes. Good morning to you, Bev. Miranda Rose, hump day.
That's my niece.
Yeah.
Good morning, Miranda. Love you, baby.
Aw, nice. Your people are so cool.
Yes.
Marilyn Trumbull says, good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful day. She has offered up 4 exclamation points, 2 cups of coffee, a little smiley, a masked emoji. We've got a little tabby cat, and then the heart eye cat.
Okay.
Julie La Riviere says, good morning. Good morning, Julie. I hope you have a great day. Carl says, good morning. Good morning,
Mr.
Carl.
Gray.
Margaret McKay, good morning all, with a little sunshine emoji. Enika, good morning, everyone. Have a great day. So we've got some smiles, some coffee, some cookies, a dog, some dog prints. Do you have a dog, Enika? Maybe you have a dog. Marge says, thanks for the birthday wishes.
You're
And
welcome, Marge. We hope you had a good. Did you enjoy your lobster? I hope you enjoyed your lobster.
There were a lot of them, lots of lobster.
Yeah, there were.
Marilyn Trumbull pops on to Marge and says, "Happy birthday." Andrew Smith, hello, Andy. Have a great day, ladies. You as well. Candy.
What are you doing? It's going do 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 do.
She says, don't worry, be happy. But she had
happy.
the doo-doos in there. I had to do the doo-doo.
You have to do the doo-doo.
If somebody does the doo-doo, you have to do the doo-doo too.
The Bobby
McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
And he played
5
his
points
chest.
goes to Heidi. Do, do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do. Oh my
Exactly,
God, the
right?
whistling
Yeah.
in my ear is substantial.
When you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry. Oh!
What?
Joseph is sending a
Bertrand.
shout out to his right-hand man, Mr. Riley Drover. Happy birthday, Riley. And he offered up a little cake emoji. So I'm going to hope that cake has materialized and has not been 3D printed. Joseph, that is not how you would solve a problem like Riley.
Maria.
You give him cake and you celebrate him.
Well,
all right. So
you
happy
just got
birthday.
Mad at him. You don't even know if that's the case. You just gave me the
I was not mad. I was sending very strong recommendations. Joseph knows I could never be angry with him. I will say happy birthday, Riley. And Riley is sending a thank you to Joe.
Happy birthday, Riley.
Debbie Doucette, have a great day all. Sunflower, sunshine, heart, and star eyes. Giselle Tchaikovsky says, good morning, everyone. Have a happy hump day. And she's laughing, and there's coffee, although I'm pretty sure Mike said she doesn't drink coffee, so the coffee is offered to us.
She doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't laugh either.
I thought the tea was for us.
I know she's going to get mad at me.
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly, happy hump day with 2 little smiley
Morning,
emojis,
Kimberly.
2 bouquets of flowers. Harley Handy, still drinking that coffee even though they found a screw in one. Well, I didn't find a screw in mine, not yet, and I quite love it. It is actually perfectly blended today. Thank you, though. Steve Childs, GMA, HAGHD. I don't even have to think about that. Good morning, all. Have a great hump day. You are awesome. Harley, where would you like the homeless to go? Well, Harley, obviously, anybody with a social conscience would like the homeless to go into a home wherever possible. So, it's wonderful that you have.
I don't think it was us that want the homeless to go anywhere.
No, but she goes on. She does go on. What are you doing to end homelessness other than kicking people out of spots? Well, again, we are reporting the news as it happens in an effort to raise awareness rather than just kind of posting comments on social media. So what are you doing to end the homelessness?
Oh, I think.
All right, we'll move on
I
now.
think what the point of that article was, to respond to that, considering I reported it, was that it came from the CN rail worker who has charged them to move out of the area.
Yep.
And like I said, I felt that the comment in there was rather presumptuous over.
You absolutely did.
Yeah, so
And,
I hope that there's a place for them to go and there's an opening for them to go. And I wish I had the
100%.
money to figure it out myself, to be honest with you.
100%, but again,
But thank you for your
discussion is always welcome because it does help to raise awareness, and out of awareness comes potential solutions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for your input, Harley Handy.
It's a nice name.
I thought so, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go on the heels of that. We're going to step over to a fatal opioid overdoses in Ontario surge during the pandemic report that was just posted to SueOnline.com. So please go there if you'd like to read the full article. I do want to share that with you this morning. Ontario's opioid crisis has worsened dramatically during the pandemic, with the homeless population and those who were unemployed accounting for a significant portion of fatal overdoses. A new report has found this, and unfortunately, we've received several bad news items in the newsroom with regards to this issue here in town. The report released Wednesday from the Ontario Drug Policy Research Network at Toronto's St. Michael's Hospital found fatal opioid overdoses were up more than 75%.
Holy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's so sad compared to the year before. Now they're referring to 2019. When they're referring to last year, they're talking about when the pandemic hit. It's alarming because these increases in overdose deaths are continuing unabated, said Tara Gomes, who's the co-author of this report. Historically, they have not seen an urgency of action by governments to address this, but they do need this. So this would actually be to that answer of our viewer there, that it looks like the government needs to do something about this because they need a place for our homeless people to go.
Definitely.
Public Health Ontario, the Chief Coroner's Office, and the province's Forensic Pathology Service contributed to the report that examined opioid deaths in 2019 as well as 2020. The report said that 2,050 people died of opioid overdoses between March 2020 and December of last year, compared to 1,162 the same time in 2019. Fentanyl is having a deadlier effect, as we are well aware and hear a lot about in the news as well.
Yeah.
The vast majority of all opioid-related deaths were accidental, which is extremely sad. The opioid crisis has affected marginalized people to a far greater degree. The report found about half of the opioid deaths, both before and during the pandemic, occurred among people who were unemployed at the time that they passed away. Now, it goes into extensive data and reports, so please go to SaveLives.com and read that article. But I did want to share that with you this morning as well.
Right. Okay. We'll pop back into social media. A few more people have popped up. Your Tony has a compliment for you.
Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, ladies. Happy Hump Day with some little celebration emojis
Yes, sir.
a little hand wave. Colette, love the hairdo.
Yes,
I love her hair when it's like
well,
that.
Tony, yes, he drove me last night. He's like, you should wear your hair like that tomorrow. I thought, you know what? I will to you, Tony, because you're such a great viewer.
Nice. Jim is responding to me. I used to cut a dashing figure, but I couldn't cut a rug. Thus, I was named Laminolium. Laminolium?
Laminolium, that's funny.
Your parents pop up, they say good morning, and they're sending us a hug. Well, maybe you a hug, but I include myself in that too.
Yes.
Enica responds, yes, we have a dog. Her name is Ceres, with the heart.
That's so
nice.
nice.
It's like we have a juice here. I don't know, maybe you have that in the Netherlands, the CERES.
Yes,
yeah. Very nice juice, actually. Expensive, but nice. Debbie Lynn says, good morning, happy Wednesday. Good morning, Debbie Lynn. I forgot to get back to you yesterday. I was in a meeting.
Oh, way to go.
Harley, what about CN workers polluting the railway up and down the tracks and operating with crumbling tracks? Well, what about it indeed? All right. So I want to hop into some entertainment news.
Let's do that. Entertain me.
Doug and Wendy Weiner. Okay. Did you ever see that on Saturday Night Live?
No.
We have a reservation. Your name, Doug and Wendy Weiner.
Give it 2 minutes of commercial. Entertain me. Am I kidding?
Okay,
Entertain me.
See, that just loops me back. So, so after we had been talking about it yesterday, and we didn't quite get to it.
Yeah.
So for years now, people have been speculating on the possibility of a Friends reunion. You know, because you think about where it ended, and you know, people were nicely paired off and all that kind of stuff. Well, Ross and Rachel finally got it together, you know, with their baby, and
Emma.
you know, Chandler and Rachel were Chandler and Monica were married.
Twins.
And
her little bing-a-ling.
Phoebe was married to Mark Rudd, wasn't she?
Oh, I like
that.
Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd. Sorry, yeah, Paul Rudd. Yeah, well.
Okay. So where'd Joey go? Back to Days of Our Lives? I'm just kidding. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Dr. Drake Ramirez. Okay, so at this point we have confirmation after months of rumors and anticipation, the Friends reunion of our dreams is going to become a reality.
Excellent.
The cast was set to gather for a special on HBO's streaming service HBO Max to honor the iconic sitcom's 25th, what do you mean 45 seconds?
To commercial.
Oh.
You're not supposed to answer him back. You just keep going.
I can't keep going because then we're not going to get it all in. Oh, God.
Just keep going.
So the cast was set to gather for, on HBO Max to honor the iconic sitcom's 25th anniversary. Okay, now, of course, scheduling and whatnot, there have been some bumps on the road to production. However, as the entertainment world has been on pause due to the coronavirus pandemic, as we wait, okay, so Jennifer Aniston's perfect behind-the-scenes Instagrams from the set were being released. Everything that we know that is known about the project so far has been laid out. Okay, so it is arriving this month.
Okay.
May 27th.
May 27th. And where can we watch this? Does it say?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah,
Well, thank
so
you very
Thursday, May
much.
27th. It is going to be called, what?
We don't get that in Canada, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, well,
will
I'm
figure
sure
it
you
out.
can find
We'll
it on
figure
the
it
internet somewhere. There are all sorts of people with these magic apps that can pull stuff from literally anywhere.
There's an app for that.
So if you really want to see it, my bet is that you're going to find a way to see it.
Okay, we will find a way to see it. But
It's
you know
called the one where they get back together.
You're just
And it's-
scaring me a little bit.
Well, I'm getting frustrated.
What?
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Well, thank you to Kevin for bringing us to our attention, because I know he's a big Friend fan, and so is Ashley. And Ashley, Kevin says hello to you, and I'm sure you guys will find a way to find that. So why don't we throw to a commercial, come right back. I want to talk a little bit about that mountain lion and the guy who was a little too close to him.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live? The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting, this could be it.
He's the first to receive this trial.
But will it save him?
It's not pure enough.
So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collip, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
Well, welcome back. Thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday, May the 19th. This is First Local AM edition. Join us at 1 o'clock today for your morning/afternoon update.
Yes.
And just to remind you that Jacob and Colette at 7:05 Sports, and yes, me being Colette, is on Friday at 4 o'clock, and we are featuring a great interview that we did with our gold medal hero and champion Jack Mateer yesterday. We asked him questions from, how long did it take when you went to Texas to quarantine? What were you doing with your teammates at that time? To how did you feel about the gold medal game? What did it feel like to get that medal around your neck? Anyways, so look for all of Jack's answers to those questions as we follow him, because his NHL draft is coming up at the end of July. So we are going to be following Jack very closely. Now, speaking of following things extremely close, let's talk about this mountain lion. A frightening encounter caught on camera shows a man from Salt Lake City being stalked by a mountain lion during a hike in Utah. He was going away. I promise I'm not going to bug you, were the words that Jared Smith spoke when he spotted the wild kitty cat. Mr. Smith, who was realizing it was a cougar, oh my God, who was hiking along the Broad Fork Trail, heard a noise behind him before realizing it was a cougar. In the video shared by Viral Hog, the man can be heard repeatedly telling the wildcat that he was not there to disturb it.
Maybe just wanted to be scratched.
I'm not too sure if the wildcat speaks freaky deaky English, though. You know what I mean? Like at that point, you might just want to.
Well, I'm just going to suggest that if that cat intended him harm, he wouldn't have had time to get away, nor would he have had time to video it.
A conversation with him.
I think
I'm not here to disturb you. I'm just here, I'm pretty
Hey, human, you've got some independent limbs with digits. Can you scratch this spot right here? Because I have trouble getting to that, right?
Got a little itch. The lion occasionally hissing. Oh, it's just like the Canadian goose. Followed Mr. Smith as he walked backwards, never turning his back to the wild animal. Well, I guess that was the right decision.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's find out what Craig's up to for one last time this fine.
Speaking of wild animals.
Yes, going to our cougar. What's going on, cougar?
Well, the cougar's a little wet. We have some showers rolling into the area right now. Just light stuff, light drizzle, pockets of some heavier showers moving in over the next hour or so. We'll take a look at the radar, show you what I'm talking about. You can see that big blob just moving right in, and but it's not totally heavy dark green. We see a lot of light green, so that's just light showers, light drizzle, and that's pretty much going to be our story for most of our day. We'll just remind you of your 12-hour forecast coming up. So we have the showers rolling in. Temperatures will feel like 29 today because of the humidity rolling in, but not bad as far as temperatures for our evening or an afternoon. We're still very toasty warm, just getting a little wet at this moment. I'll have another update for you coming up at 1 o'clock.
That's a very cute little cloud emoji or whatever, character.
Yeah, the clouds were like
They were
reaching
touching
across
hands.
the divider and kind of merging.
So cute, Kreger, so cute. That just means that the afternoon is getting the crappy clouds into the evening.
Okay.
So a couple more stories here before we hit some entertainment news. A new study has revealed that just 20 companies account for more than 50% of all single-use plastic in the world, while another 20 financial institutions are enabling these companies. Oh, those enablers. The Plastic Waste Makers Index released on Wednesday, wow, that's a reader, on Australia-based Minduro Foundation found that just 20 polymer producers accounted for 57.3 million tons of single-use plastic waste in 2019. The report states that environmentalists have previously placed the blame for plastic waste on packaged goods, companies such as PepsiCo and Coca-Cola, but this report now points the finger at the small group of polymer manufacturers. Related stories: majorities of Canadians want plastic ban expanded. Survey reports bags and balloons. NGO documents plastic pollution choking sea life. That's true. Like you see all the time with people throwing their cups or their water bottles into the water, and they're choking our little sea animals. So our little animals. So stop doing that. That really upsets me.
Stop it.
So that's an interesting. Former U.S. President Al Gore, Vice President Al Gore sent this out in a news release. This was really big on his portfolio as well when he was sitting in his term. So it's quite interesting. It falls into Canada as well. So stop throwing your plastic stuff.
All right.
That's the end of that.
Well, I'm going to bring in another factoid.
Yeah,
this was this kind of struck me as interesting. So May 19th, 1910, Earth passes through the tail of Halley's Comet. The comet's tail was known to contain the toxic gas cyanogen, which led many to believe life on Earth would die when it passed through the tail. So this caused panic buying of gas masks and quick anti-comet pills and anti-comet umbrellas. Mark Twain, who was born 2 weeks after the comet's 1835, don't make me extend a finger that is not to be viewed on television.
I think she means this one.
There it is. Now you've made me do it.
Do you think toilet paper was part of the things that they were buying?
Halley's Comet, quick buy some toilet paper.
Get the TP ready.
So yes, okay, so panic buying, anti-comet pills, anti-comet umbrellas. So Mark Twain, who was born 2 weeks after the comet's 1835 perihelion, wrote in his 1909 autobiography, I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet. The Almighty has said, no doubt. Now here are these two unaccountable freaks. They came in together.
What they call us.
They must go out together. Here's where it gets interesting. Mark Twain died the day following the comet's 1910 perihelion. The comet is named after Edmund Halley, who in 1705 predicted the comet of 1682 would return in 1758. When his prediction proved correct, the comet was named in his honor.
Okay, hang on. Mark T. Wayne went out with the comet. He didn't buy his anti-comet pills.
No.
That's crazy. I don't even know what to say right now. You've wowed me to silence, and that takes a lot.
My work here is done.
Yeah, mine too. Okay, why don't you talk a little bit about Demi Lovato?
Oh, you want to start with the Demi, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Demi Lovato has recently announced that she is non-binary and is changing pronouns to they, them. Okay, so she has released this information. Non-binary people, for those who are unaware, I didn't know exactly what it meant. They don't identify as male or female, and they tend to not conform to gender norms of either, hence the they, them. Okay. So today, this is her quote, "Today is a day I'm so happy to share more of my life with you all." She's 28 years old, and she did share this on Twitter. "I am proud to let you know that I identify as non-binary and will officially be changing my pronouns, okay, as we've indicated, moving forward. Demi said that they came to understand their gender identity after spending time doing healing and self-reflective work over the past year. Using they, them as pronouns, she says, best represents the fluidity I feel in my gender expression." So she's known for a song, of course, "Sorry Not Sorry."
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final entertainment tidbit.
Yes.
Marilyn Manson, singer of many
Beautiful
songs,
people.
including The Beautiful People, The Beautiful People.
Da-da-da.
Okay, so Marilyn Manson's got himself in a bit of trouble.
Okay.
Okay, his former assistant Ashley Walters is suing him, alleging sexual assault, battery, and harassment, according to the court documents. So her legal team has filed a complaint to the Superior Court of Los Angeles County on Tuesday. It claimed Mr. Manson was a terrifying and violent boss who told friends they could grope and kiss Miss Walters and made her work for 48 hours in a row. The rock star's legal team have told the U.S. media he vehemently denies this. Vehemently. The BBC has contacted Mr. Manson's representatives for a comment. So Ms. Walters' lawyers wrote that the singer, and his real name is Brian Warner.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a great actor, too. Have you ever watched anything that he's been in? He's a really good actor.
You're not going to say Mr. Belvedere, because I think that's been disproven.
No, he was... Remember Mr. Belvedere? I was talking about Sons of Anarchy, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But,
no.
he has played in other movies as well.
There was an urban legend that suggested that the eldest son on Mr. Belvedere, Wesley, is in fact Mr. Marilyn Manson. Brian Warner. Okay, so Mr. Manson claimed, Mr. Manson,
Okay.
So his real name, Brian Warner, used his position of power, celebrity, and connections to exploit and victimize his former employee, who was an aspiring photographer at the time. Mr. Manson they claim, lured Ms. Walters into employment with promises of artistic collaborations and creative opportunities. Okay. So they further added that he was looking to create an environment where Ms. Walters was subjected to personal and professional sexual exploitation, manipulation, and psychological abuse. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So it looks like there's a storm a-brewing on that front. You know?
And we will find out if, in fact, didn't he, when we were talking about removing a couple of ribs, wasn't that Marilyn Manson yesterday? We were talking about that. Anyway, that is also maybe up there with the Mr. Belvedere talk. Who knows? So again, today we'll be back at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
We're going to have all your day's events from this fine hump day on May the 19th. We also have our news at night at 5 o'clock with Craig Huckerby, that weather specialist that we all know and love, as well as Jacob Moore, sports analyst, who is awesome. I love working with Jacob. Eggs to you, sir.
Eggs.
And we wish you a very good day. Anything else you'd like to say before we end it?
Stay dry and warm if you can.
Okay.
How
about the interview with the doctors, the physicians today? That's coming up this week, and that's talking about just the way that we're moving into the norm for MDs here in Northern Ontario. As you know, we've been doing a lot of virtual talk with regards to virtual MDs. We had the story yesterday about the SAH and how they have that new invention where they're able to connect with patients at home through their tablets.
That's right, yeah.
So lots going on in the north as far as advancement, and I feel it's advancement anyways, as far as advancement and medical doctor's appointments. So we will have all that for you coming up. And again, a Jack Tier, our gold medal man. And that's all we have for today. We hope you have an awesome hump day. Stay dry, stay happy.
You made it this far.
And
keep going, keep going.
It's only 9 o'clock. Have a good morning.